Okay, let's see how to set up socket over Google Map this time. To set up a real-time map, let people chat on map so that you can know people where people is talking word. And you don't need to know the username. We are not going to set up the username account and things like that. We just let people in some locations send a message on map, and other people can see this message. Okay, what socket? Let's see the result of the programming. Okay, this is the result. Currently, our location, the server's location is in Japan, but if you are in Hong Kong, you can see Hong Kong's map. Okay, first we give a message. Then we send the message. Another user will come to somewhere and he opened the map. He's going to see the message. You can see we open the debug window. So these two windows will get distinguished between these two windows. People like low in human Hong Kong gangsters. Okay, this user just put the message. So let's see if another user he can see this message. Let's see. This user say people like LIHKG. What's LIHKG? Then these people would ask what's LIHKG. Then he send the message. Another user should see his message here. The message should be what's LIHKG. Now the user see this message. Okay, he know somewhere on the map around the Yokohama, send a message about the Yokohama. What's LIHKG? Then he replied, LIHKG is low in human, HK gangster. Gangster's website. Okay, he sent this explanation to another user. Another user can see someone above Yokohama explained LIHKG is low in human HK gangsters website. Okay, so this is how people talk on the map. You don't know who's talking, but you know someone in this location talk and send this message on the map. You know where this message from, but you don't need to know who's who. Okay, you just know you are in same place or you are not in same place. Okay, so how we implement this kind of application? This is server. Let's stop the server and restart the server. Okay. Let's give you what the server looks like. The server is about 70 lines of code. This is our server. It's one file server. And basically we set up we are using socket. Okay, here is the piece of code we just used in demonstration. Socket IO, this line of code. Socket IO is the package where you can get this package and read some tutorial about this package. You can get it from socket.io. Its website is socket.io. And let's see. what it tells us in his front page. Socket IO version 2.0 is here. Okay, Socket IO basically requires Socket IO, and it set up the socket. Socket is a concept in web communication. For most web browsers, most time we're using HTTP. HTTP is dependent on request and response model. It means when you want to see something, you give it the web browser on your laptop, on your desktop, on your mobile phones will send out the request, and server will give back response. This is a basic model. It's very good for HTTP things, but sometimes for our application, such as talk on map, we need something happening real. It means one user sends a message, another user should be able to see the message in real time. This time we implement it using Socket IO. Socket is actually, in programming history, in computer history, is actually older than the HTTP network protocol. Basically, HTTP is, after the server gives a response, it's free to disconnect from the client. So it's one piece of data packet after one piece of data packet in the form of request and response. But socket is different. Once you set up the socket, just as you plug some power cable into the power socket, it gets connected. It can always transfer some power through the power lines. Similarly, in the web socket, in the Socket IO actually implement the WebSocket, but Socket IO is good for node.js application. Once you set up the socket, your client is connected to your server, and the connection keep alive. So anytime one user sends some message, other user can share this message. Okay, let's see how we set it up. First, we require Socket IO. Then we give our server to this Socket IO. Because we are using Express, so our server is an Express app. This is the name. Then let's make a map. Then we give this app to our HTTP server. Then we pass this server to our Socket IO. So we get an IO here. Then this IO make it listen on the event of connection. Then after the connection setup, we are going to make the socket listen on the event talk. So each time one user talk, another user should receive this event and get his message. This is server-side setting. It's very simple. We use a few minutes to talk about things about the socket and set it up on server. But you can see we only use about 10 lines of code here to set up a socket on server. How we set it on our client side inside our web page. This is how we set it up. I will highlight those lines. Also, it's about 10 lines of code. We set up a socket inside our web page. We require the socket and connect it to our server. So this will set up the connection, and then we let the socket listen on the event talk. Once he receives a talk, we put it on map so that all the users using this map, they can share their message, and they can share their locations. So you know that all the talks come from where, from the map, where you can see their location, you can see their message, so that you don't need to worry about those messages come from far away from your location. For example, these people in Oklahoma, they don't need to read message from North Korea. They don't care about it. They don't care about the North Korea Communist Party member won't teach them. They just worry about their own location, what things happened close to their location, current location. Okay, let's see more about this map. Once the first user said, here, I am not visit low inhuman Hong Kong gangster, then he send the message. He's going to see his own message on the map, east from Chiba and north from Yokohama. Then another user is using the same map, and he wants to see who's talking what. And you can see he is also in Japan, and he read the message, hey, I'm visiting. Then he said, oh, is low inhuman gangsters. Then he suggests to the first user that if you are close to me, you should know that RIHKG is low inhuman gangsters. Why we said RIHKG is low inhuman gangsters? Because you should know what's racist. What's racist? Racist means, let's see what's racist. Okay. Basically, you can see these people, they are Vietnams. This is a video from CNA. They're talking about the dead migrants found in UK truck. They found 39 people dead, and at first they think those people is from China, mainland China. So the RIHKG, the low inhuman HK gangsters, they found this event, this tragedy so enjoyable. They start to celebrate. They start to sing songs and dance some music, and they are going to sing and dance. Those stupid racist. What's racist? You know, racist means they think they are superhuman, they are superior over other kind of human beings. So they against racism in the belief that they are the race over superiority. They got superiority over other race. So those low inhuman Hong Kong gangsters think they are higher, they are better than mainland Chinese. And why they think this way? They think anyone speak Mandarin would be lower-end human beings, would be low-end in their population. And let's see what happened after those 39 dead bodies found in British inside lorry container. No, Ingo. They're so happy. Those racists just so happy about this tragedy. They feel they got enjoyed and peaceful and something something good to let those 39, even they want more to that, they want to congratulate to those 39 people's friends or relatives. They think they're going to celebrate over those 39 dead bodies. This is why we said, you know, who's running RIHKG. RIHKG at first it helped the protesters, but right now I believe Popo control this website to make it a group of racists. So this one is going to talk to his friend close to his location. Popo control this RIHKG, this low inhuman Hong Kong gangster website, and his friend should receive this message. Popo is control RIHKG. Okay, this is how we implement this kind of application. It's using WebSocket. WebSocket is a little bit from socket.io. WebSocket is W3C standard, but Socket.io is another implementation. It uses WebSocket sometimes, but basically don't confuse with WebSocket or Socket.io. When you use Socket.io, you don't know if it's using WebSocket. Okay, once he received Popo control low inhuman Hong Kong gangsters, then he's going to reply, okay, I learned, to his friend, and his friend should read this message, okay, I learned. Basically, actually, if you are going to set up this kind of application, you're going to let people accumulate those messages in timeline. So currently I'm using a single computer to demo this application. In the real time, you should be able to use mobile phones in different locations, and computers, laptops, desktops in different locations, and share your message on the map, and you can see each other's message. And if possible, next time we are going to talk about how to put some Popo on the map. Okay, then people can learn something like HK map. Okay, I'm going to tell you something more about RIHKG. You should know that if a million protesters using RIHKG, but right now there are quite a few thousand. But even a few thousand protesters using this website. Once this website get controlled by Popo, it's not a good news. Once it's controlled by racists, it's really going to hurt those average protesters. Those brave protesters, they just want to help their brothers and sisters, and they're really brave to fight in the street. But RIHKG is destroying this protester. How they destroy this protester? We should notice what happened during the last weekend. RIHKG just sent people to an unorganized protest. They marched. Before they started the march, they found Popo already set up the ambush. So if you know 200 citizens got arrested during last weekend, how did it happen? Because RIHKG set up this ambush. The organizer never appeared during last weekend protesting. He disappeared. He didn't give a good organization. He didn't give a good on-site conducting. There is no team of leaders, at least no one come to the street to go together with the other average citizens, other protesters. They didn't show up, but this protest is organized on the low-in-human against the website. Why? Because people already control this site. You shouldn't depend on this site anymore. This is bad news, because I'm not talking about the LIHKG is everything bad. It helped some protesters at first, but right now it has been controlled by people. Manipulated by people. You have to know this bad news, because you're not going to let any fellow citizens get arrested anymore. Let's see. Yes, this user can get this message. Okay? Okay. So there was something I want to talk to you. Who's developing LIHKG? I try to find some information of its developers, but I failed. You can see on GitHub there is LIHKG repository. They have two repositories, LIHK running dog and the UI store build. But any one of those project the last update is 7 months ago. What happened? What happens to another? The last update happened 11 months ago, so they are not actively maintained. So for a website like LIHKG, you have to know its developer, you have to know where it's developing and who's managing this website, because so many protesters get information from this website. But if you don't know this kind of information, you have to think about that Popo is controlling this website and the racists is controlling this website. But if LIHKG goes down or controlled by Popo to use as a utility to set up ambush for the average protesters, how can you keep on your protesting? You're going to use Twitter, because Trump is on Twitter. You're going to use Facebook, even Instagram and YouTube. You cannot depend on LIHKG anymore. The last week it sent 200 citizens to be get arrested by Popo. You have to know that why it happened. Okay. Okay, so we talk about the socket.io. We talk about how to talk on map using socket.io. We show the code. This code, the file name is socket.map.html. I will put the code in the GitHub repository. So if you want to read the code, you can get it. And you already know that it's very simple and easy to set up this kind of application if you have two students, not necessarily to be very smart. They just need to be patient to read a few dozens of lines of code. They can finish this kind of job. Okay? Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.